Has been in the clouds, oh I need some air. Order me another round, we gon' need this area clear. Toast to the ones that want it, toast to the right and wrongs. I am the guy that they wrote off, they was afraid of my solo. I gave him 40 right in there for quarter, they labeled me, call me a show off. And I don't know what I did to him, sound like a solo problem. All I'ma say about it, where the hell my cup, now it's gone, no my name was on it.
And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It is me, your boy Rico no Suave. I am super. Let me get myself together because I'm already hyped behind scenes. So I look kind of messed up getting to you, everybody. Well, welcome back to the Rico no Suave show. It is me, man, and the crew is in the building. We're super, super happy to actually have you all here as far as with us today. And we have a fun-filled-packed show. Everybody, I want to thank everybody for the support. I always want to tell you guys this every time, and I know I don't want to keep telling you. That sounds like a broken record, but we do appreciate all of you guys' support because here at the Rico no Suave show, we're continuously growing, and we're getting bigger and bigger and better. We're bringing you more great guests every single time as far as here on the Rico no Suave show with me and the crew behind the scenes, my executive producers, always rocking it out, so always want to give a big shout out as far as to them. May, it is May time, everybody, and you know what that means. It's some type of a heritage that we all love, that we always should be able to give some love to. Oh yeah, let's bring that up. Okay, yeah, May, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Yeah, to all of my people from Asia. Man, my Asian American, my Islanders. Man, I have to say, woo-wee. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I love everything about what they do when it comes to being creative, and I'm a foodie, right? I'm a foodie, and I love when I hear about Islander, I always think about kind of the Caribbean as far as the culture behind it and what the Asian community actually does as far as for us. And what can I say? It gives us a lot. Right? It gives us a lot when it comes to understanding the culture, understanding the food, understanding the clothing, understanding as far as how they work. And also, if you're the religion part as well too, understanding how they actually use their religion as far as in their everyday lives. But they're the most kind people ever. Giving. They party too. They party hard as well too. And that's one thing that I love. And I have to say that when it comes down to my Asian community, we love you here on the Rico no Suave show. So thank you. Let's go. Yeah. All right, everybody. So I got to introduce this guy. And, some things where what we have is talent. And when we talk about talent, we talk about someone that has took it to a next level. So I got to do this because this means a lot to him. It means a lot to me as well too, because I also like to take photos and being in the producing side of things, this matters a lot. He's also an author. He is an author and he's writing books. That means he has this ability to do everything and anything that he wants to be able to do. Everybody, I want you to pick up your camera, snap it at the TV or at your laptop or even on your phone. Because you already know I got my man, Carlos Biggemann, in the house. Let's go. Carlos, are you there, my man?
I am here. I didn't move.
Hey, I'm glad. So don't move because I got you. Carlos, man, welcome. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show. It's great to actually have you here as far as with us today, and hopefully that you are ready to have a great time. You know, Carlos, before we get started, I always ask my guests, do they have any shout outs they want to give out to anyone?
Well, if people from USA they are watching, I would like to say hi to friends who have that we have in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
My warmest welcome to the show. I hope you like them as well. If I send a link to my family, I would like to say hi. If not, my family to Bolivia, and from all the people who I know as well. Please enjoy this show and well, just listen to what I have to say, and from there pick up some good advice to all of those who want to pursue their dreams, to turn them into reality, to fight for what you truly love, and that's what my message here hopefully will be something that you guys can just take it in and just dive in the world of photography and how I became not only
Cool.
a photographer but an author as well. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Carlitos, man, when we talk behind the scenes, we talked a lot about a great, about greatness and things what you love to do and what we love to do together. And that, of course, it's always good to have that comedy behind it, right? And that love and to be able to keep everybody happy. And that's what we're going to be doing. But we got to get into it, Carlitos. And everybody already know, of course, it's Carlos Biggemann here on the Rico No Suave show. But I'm going to call him Carlitos because I feel like I can call him that because that's my guy. You know what I mean? That's my guy. Can
And
I call you that,
and
Carlitos?
and I love it very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Carlitos, let's get it on. Wait,
bring it on.
I put this up here because there's a reason. Because you are attached to this. This is
All
one
the
of your
time,
babies.
90%.
Yes, sir. This is also what you build as far as your craft. The love that you have as for being a photographer. What was your first shoot like, and what motivated you to continue building that craft?
My first shoot was to become the paparazzi of the family. On my right hand side, I got the video recorder, and on the other hand, I used to have a my first camera, which was a Sony. And I always and from the video recorder, I was saying, just give me some words, what you feel like, um, some words that I wanted to have from them to speak some. And from there, somehow, I knew, I knew it from the very beginning that I wanted to become a photographer. So, as the years went by, I was looking at albums from the family, um, just to give me an inspiration on what to look at if I wanted to be someday a professional photographer.
Hmm.
And I think I don't remember much about what was my first shoot as such because I was a young boy back in Bolivia, and also back to Sydney, Australia, which I used to live.
Mm.
I don't remember those. I don't remember those years to say, okay, this is my first shoot. What was it feel like? How did it feel? How did it feel like? But that continued, and I pursued my dreams until I have lived in New Zealand, Aotearoa, which
Mm.
in the Maori language means the land of the white cloud. Uh, I wanted to do photography back at school at Bayfield High. Unfortunately, they didn't have photography as a subject as such. So what I have done is, okay, I have graduated from school. I have done 10 weeks of special effects at the Otago Polytechnic here in Dunedin, the city that I am living now. Done my 10 weeks of special effects, then I have moved to an intensive 10 course in digital photography, and it was just 10 weeks just to have a random idea on my camera. My first camera, it was a Canon, a Rebel Canon TL1. I still remember the brand of it,
Nice.
which I was gifted from my dad when we were doing my dad's sabbatical in Germany. I've done my 10 weeks here in New Zealand. Then I have found a 1 year certificate in digital photography in another polytechnic. It was called Auraki Polytechnic, and there we had I had to receive to present a portfolio of my best pictures with my first camera, so the teacher can somehow allow me to have this 1 year in photography, in digital photography. So I have done my portfolio. I have showed Frank, which was my tutor. Um, he said, "I I am liking this. You, your photos are well clear. That you like photography. That you are have a good eye for photos. So why not? I'm willing to let's say to have this challenge to have my presence and to study not only the photography, but I did have to learn the background of photography, the history of photography. In my honest opinion, it was I had my ups and downs with the background of photography because I have lost my patience for quite a bit because according to me I was telling myself I want to do photography but not the background and the history of photography.
Hmm.
But it
Yeah.
but in order to pass my exams, tests, and to graduate with my other colleagues, I had to learn the history behind the lens. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, I like that. And it's kind of like, hey, I want to understand what the history about, but I really want to get right into it and do my job, right? So it's kind of like you want to get to know more about it, but you also have to understand as far as the basics and where it actually how it all started. During that time, as far as that, you actually were studying and then with your as far as with the schooling itself, certain people, like one of my favorite is Ansel Adams, right? I love Ansel Adams because it was a lot with nature. um, I see that you have a craft do most people actually have like portraits as far as with humans? Some people do nature, some people just do cars. What is your craft? Were you trying to figure out your craft at the very beginning, or you already knew what your craft was going to be when you started doing photography?
Well, Rico, my photography doesn't have to stick with a certain craft like landscapes, for example, or portraiture or
Yeah,
sports.
yeah,
Um, for me, I want to diverse in the world of photography. My photography is infinitive. It doesn't have a end, neither a beginning. So I just love my craft as what I see, and you know, Rico, that photography it diverses into different aspects of photography:
yeah,
portraits, food,
yep,
um, couples, weddings,
yep,
sports,
yep,
and if landscapes, underwater, um,
yeah,
those kind of subjects that are interesting.
yeah.
So I have asked myself, I want, I want to do everything. Well, of course, I cannot have the underwater photography because I did had an open heart surgery and
Okay,
my respiratory system will not cope being underwater for a certain time of hour under the water.
I see.
But if I am willing to have sports, gymnastics, um, portraits, black and white, landscapes, um, etc., etc., etc.,
Yeah,
why not? I
yeah,
I don't see myself stuck in one craft.
sure.
The craft is a everywhere. I just follow my instincts. I just follow what my heart truly desires,
Yeah,
and that is and for me that is the most important. It doesn't matter what kind of genre of photography it is. For me, it's has
I
if
yeah.
sorry.
Here's what I see. Here's what I'm feeling from you. I feel passion. That's what I feel with everything that you're doing and every photo that you take. It's like you have a passion to do everything. And and I forgot about the underwater, photography piece. I forgot about that. And but it seems like whatever that you're taking, whatever photos that you're taking, you have a passion behind that to make a memory for someone or for yourself in that. So the question goes to you in regards to what have you taken as far as from when you started to stuff that's memorable for you. Does any one of them actually stand out for you?
In what way?
Let's say, for example, you had some great photos, like you won awards, right? You wore some awards for best images. Are those some of your work that you are really proud of that you say, hey, those stand out from some of the other things that you have done or taken photos of?
The majority of my awards are landscape photography,
Okay.
and of course, nature also involves in this genre of it. Um, from the very beginning, in the early years, which I had my Sony camera, it was just taking pictures, like not knowing what. I was just taking lots of pictures without knowing the limitations of how many photographs I have taken. And of course, back in those years, well, of course, I'm not saying that I'm an old person. No, back in those years, the paper that we have to print the photos did cost a bit of money. Nowadays, it's digital. It is
Right.
a non-ending process of taking photographs,
Yeah.
and every time the technology is becoming far more better. So I can take now pictures that they have no limitations,
Yep.
but I choose the best ones. What goes what, where goes where. Let's say if this is a portrait, this has to be in the folder called portrait. If this is a mother with his children, it's another subject. Or if it is food, in styling photography. If it is sky, in the folder of skies. So I don't just download my photography and just do whatever. I see in I see in order. I see a sequence. I see what goes where, and the if I do like, let's say, a certain photograph, I put a red dot, a red flag saying, okay, this is my best one,
Yep.
and let's keep on having the best one. So at the end, I could have, I don't know, a book or something that I want to exhibit, stuff like that.
Yeah. I like that. Carlos, I'm feeling your passion, man, because I'm passionate in regards to taking photos too. So I gotta have you take some photos of me. You know that, right? I'm gonna have to come down. I'm gonna have to come to New Zealand so you can take some photos of me because I need a shot. I need you to remember me, bro.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. And,
Hey,
and if you,
Carlitos,
yes,
did you have the Polaroid camera?
do you like what?
Did you remember you were talking about like how it came from back in the day and then it's digital now? Remember the Polaroid
Yes.
cameras, what they actually snap and then they used to come out and then you have to wave it until the
Oh
picture
yes,
comes
yes,
up?
yes. I I do have that camera, but it was for another topic. But
Oh,
I do, but I do have that camera. Yes,
do you? That's awesome.
I
That's
do.
awesome
Yep.
because
Yes.
I used to
Yeah.
have that too.
Mm.
I used to
I
have one
think
of those
my
like,
mm, mm,
this is what you look
yeah,
like. This is what you look like.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
horrible. So horrible.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine coming from like a professional photographer. It's just like, man, what is this? What is this, man? Y'all want to play around? I don't have time for this. It looks
I
blurry.
think it is quite hot here. I think it's quite hot here.
Yeah. Okay,
I
man. Hey.
think I think that camera has had my sister when it was my 30th birthday, and I
Uh-huh.
had lots of people, and the the way to commemorate my big 3-0, it was with that camera.
Hmm.
Mm.
Nice. Nice. Hey, so, before we take a quick commercial break, you know, we got 7 minutes on the clock of fame still until we take a commercial break with Carlitos. If you have any questions for Carlito, Biggemann, please make sure you let us know. Also, if you have any comments or whatsoever, please make sure if you're just watching and you want to talk to the TV, we can't hear you, but we feel you. But make sure if you're actually in the comment section, make sure you go ahead and show us some love as far as in the comments from our man, Carlos Biggemann. Of course, everybody know I'm calling him Carlitos because my man, he's awesome. Hey, real
Well,
quick
thank
before
you.
we take a break, Carlitos, when we talk about now, you said you're actually were born in Bolivia, and then you actually was in Sydney, right? And now, of course, you're in New Zealand. I'm gonna paint this picture for you because and tell me if I'm wrong here, man. Because when we were looking at your view behind you and where you're at right now, Sydney, Australia, right, is beautiful. Is that right?
Oh, if I do have a job or just for a visit, I wouldn't hesitate it.
Mm, mm, yeah.
My childhood spirit still lies in the Harbor Bridge and in the Opera House as well.
Nice. Nice. But there's a difference, right? There's a difference
Yeah.
between the countries itself, and of course, you've taken photos, and I'm assuming in Australia because you were there, as well as now you're in New Zealand. Uh, there is a big difference in regards to that. What is the difference of when you're taking photos there, when you're taking photos there versus to in New Zealand?
I think in Australia, Sydney, it is more more rustic, more harsh light.
Mm,
It is just desert. Over here in Aotearoa, the land of the Maori, it's more greener, more
mm,
blue skies,
mm.
more blue oceans, beaches, rivers, waterfalls, lagoons. It's quite different.
Yeah. Is Australia more like? Would you say Australia is more like vintage versus to where New Zealand is more country like?
In terms of what way, Rico?
So in terms of like well, when I think of Australia and you're saying it's more rustic, it's more dark. Is it because of the I'm assuming the buildings and the structure, the architecture behind it? Is also Sydney? Is it more like busier as well too, where you're actually taking photos out there? It's funny. I'm trying to paint the picture.
No, 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 all good, Sam. I know what you mean, Rico. I know what you have to say, and I take it. I
Yeah.
think Sydney is more is more a city.
Okay.
Well, of course here as well, but not as big as Sydney.
Mm.
So it is more city-like wise in Australia, and in here in New Zealand we have two islands. We have to cross the ditch.
Oh wow.
So yes, it is a 3 hour ferry trip from one island to another.
Oh wow.
It is quite fascinating. I had the first time to be in that ferry, and my dad as well. My mom have been there twice. She liked it very much. And but in terms of photography, you have to be careful on in Sydney as not as much here because here is much close. You can you, you can walk from one suburb to another without any hesitation on what will come on your back. While in
Yeah.
Sydney, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
You have to see your surroundings. You have to see if people doesn't steal you, or you have to keep an eye on the road. Of
Yeah.
course, New Zealand sadly is becoming like that. You have to be aware as well here, so people cannot be behind you or following you, or just keep your things close to your body so you cannot be robbed. But
Right.
um, that that in photography comes to be careful on the aspect of each city because every city is different.
Right. Yeah, I see that. I see that the culture itself of what you're describing, I would think that if I have to take a ferry to go to another island, I feel like I'm in like Lord of the Rings, or if I'm like, in, another a movie, like if I have to take a ferry to another island, like, man, this would be like awesome in regards for photography for yourself, with taking these photos. And of course, you live there. so you know kind of the aspects of how everything is. And then when you go into the city life, of course, it's kind of different. But also just looking at the culture, because I love people watching, right? So when it comes to like the fast city life or just being out in general, it looks from your standpoint that you understand how to be able to take those photos and what you need to do to take some really great photos in those environments. So I applaud you, man. I applaud you, sir.
Thank you.
You're awesome, Carlito. You're awesome, man. Hey,
Thank you,
it's
Rico.
down for love, baby. Down for love, baby. Down for love. That's what I say. Down
I
for love.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, Carlitos, we're going to take a quick 30-second break. We're going to take a quick
All
commercial.
good? Yes.
Yes, sir. So you guys know
Yep,
my man,
right.
Carlos Biggemann. He is here, the photographer and author on the Rico No Suave show. All right, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Everybody, yes, it's me, your boy Rico No Suave, and I am back with my man Carlito, aka Carlos Biggemann.
Yo.
What up, my man? Hey, are you having a good
What
time?
up? Well, if we have two friends talking to each other, and if we have really good hour, all good.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, you know what, Carlitos?
Let's go.
People's going crazy in the comments. So, of course, we do have some people that is saying hello to you. So I got to make sure that we recognize them. Okay. So John T for free says hello, hello, hello. How are you? And then we have Beatrice. Beatrice is checking in. Hello, Beatrice. Thank you so much for checking in with us. We have Donna Marie Bird. She says, hello, everybody. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in with us, Donna Marie Bird. And other people are also checking in with us as well, too. But I do want to get to some of the questions that's been asked. Now, of course, we talked about you living in, you came from, of course, born in Bolivia, then you went to Australia, and then you talked a little bit about Germany. So Donna Marie Bird asks, hey, did Carlos live in Germany at some point?
Yes, I did, Rico. Yes. I have done my dad's sabbatical in a small town called Kaiserslautern. This city is well famous for its football, the Bundesliga.
Nice.
So I have lived there for 6 months, half a year.
Wow. How was that? Was that fascinating? Because definitely, you talk about different cultures. How was that living for 6 months in Germany?
In one word, cold. It was cold, baby. It was really cold. Because my dad wanted me and my youngest sister to be at school. So
Okay.
the best season to be there, it was winter.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't tell you to come to
Yes.
Chicago unless it was summertime, because that's our best season here.
Look at you, Rico.
So we got another question that did come in, and Beatrice is asking a question. She says, how many languages does he speak?
3 fluent and three fluent and 3 in the progress.
And what are those?
Well, of course, Spanish, English, and Portuguese. I speak them fluent, like no problem at all.
Nice.
And 3 in the making are French, German, and Polish.
Yeah. Polish. That's a hard
Yes.
one. That's a hard one right there. The
Uh,
Polish one.
I
Ooh
think
wee.
I think people say that it is the most difficult language to learn.
Yeah.
But for me, I have no limitations.
Oh, I know that. I know that. And if you could get through three, I know you got three more in the books. And French is
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool too. French is really nice. If you're learning French, I'm assuming that you're probably going to be on a production set, and you're going to be in a movie someday. As
Oh,
the Frenchman. Let's
I
go, the Frenchie.
I
You know what I
wish
mean?
I could be in a movie.
Let's go. Carlos, you can, man. You can. You already got one of these, and they need these on set. And once they see your personality, be like, "Hey, you want to be in a movie? Okay, let me take your picture first. Okay, let's go. Where does contract at? And we go from there." Exactly. I love
Yeah.
it, man. We also got another question that came in. One of the question is, does he take his work? Does his work take him outside of New Zealand?
Put me on the big screen, Rico.
So I'm actually reading it
Which
from the comments. So it's
yes, who have hey Rico, who have that question?
this is Beatrice. I'm sorry, Beatrice Davis asked the question: does your work
Beatrice, I
take you?
have your
Yes.
answer, and yes, I have taken your comment. Yes, it had taken me outside from the country. I had 3 exhibitions in Bolivia. The titles were New Zealand Landscapes, and 2 were The Heaven is for Real for my sky photography. Then, then I was 3 times accredited to be the photographer of a carnival which happens every year in Bolivia in a small city called Oruro.
Uh-huh.
That's where my parents were born, raised, did school years and stuff like that.
Nice.
That carnival, it clashes with Easter time, so it's pretty religious. They dance for 3 hours and to the Virgin of the main shaft.
Wow.
They they enter the cathedral into their knees to to thank the Virgin for um, dancing for her and let her to dance for more years to come. We have friends that they have danced for 50 years or more,
Yeah.
and I was the photographer of that carnival 3 times, and that led me to do 2 exhibitions here in Aotearoa, one in Dunedin and the other one in Arrowtown, and both of them I received good media involved. I did have the ODT, the newspaper local here in New Zealand, and it was a fascinating job to take photographs of this prestigious carnival because it is also proclaimed by the UNESCO.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it is quite a thrilling experience to um, to be in Bolivia, to be in Argentina, to be
Yeah.
in Germany, Brazil. Well, of course, I don't want to sound very modest on my answers, but I have to be really blessed for your question, Beatrice, because traveling is a way of learning other cultures as well. So I wanted to learn every culture of each country that I have been to, and it was a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. You are blessed, bro. Carlitos, you are blessed to be able to do a lot, especially with travel and in photography. You definitely, you're definitely blessed to have an eye, for photography because your eyes was taking you wherever it needs to go when it came to different countries and different cities as well too. So that was a really good question by Beatrice. She did say this is impressive as far as with your work as well. So, and I think it is, man. I'm so happy to actually have you here, and I'm really blessed to actually have you on this show, my man. You've done a lot. So when it comes down to, and we're gonna take a quick commercial break in the next five. But one thing that I do have a question about is when it comes to
Hit
you
it.
practicing your craft of, let's say for example you're practicing or you're shooting, right? Sometimes when I talk to some photographers when they're actually practicing or if they're trying to see, hey, I'm trying to get this angle right, I'm trying to get this certain shot right. How many, like, based off of whatever you're taking a photo of, let's say a photo of a tree, right? Let's say a photo of a tree, a nice looking tree. When you go to take a picture of that tree, how many angles does it take for a photographer to really get that right, that picture right, if they wanted to actually show like someone of a producer or someone that's, that owns a magazine or online?
It is not the angles, my friend. It is not the angles.
Talk to me.
It is just the light that it is hitting that tree.
Mm,
Light in
mm,
photography makes a huge difference because you may take that tree, let's say in summertime, but it will be completely different in winter, in autumn, in spring. So you
mm-hmm.
have to chase the light, chase seasons. It- So light in photography plays a huge part into the making of having good photographs.
Yeah,
The angles also comes into play, but but the majority is light.
yeah. Yeah, I would, I agree with you on that. And you can tell how novice I am by me having a camera thinking I can just think about angles, right? And then we start talking about light, which is definitely true. And you did talk about the different, like the seasons and if it's cloudy or if it's, you say even autumn or, if it's partly cloudy and things like that, that does play, a big part in it. Have you ever had a difficult time as far as with the shot that you really wanted to get and it just didn't feel right to you?
Put me on a big screen.
I got
I think it was just patience that I have to face that situation because if it is not for my liking, and I can be honest with you, Rico, I just delete it. And if it is a good photograph, which I'm really proud of taking that shot,
you. Yeah.
I keep it. I keep it on my computer, either on my background on my, let's say, laptop,
Uh-huh.
or just or I just send it to a competition. So if I don't like it, I have to be honest, I delete it.
Mm.
If not, that means that I have done quite good enough for for the making on taking that specific photograph.
Nice. Well, that's what I wanted to hear. I definitely wanted to hear that because I want to see exactly, because some people will say, man, I got to get this right, whatever I need to do to go back and edit, right?
Mm.
And if they don't, if they still don't like it, they try to make it as if it's pleasable to whoever they're trying to please. But I like the way you said it. Hey, I just delete it, right? Because it doesn't make sense to have something that I don't like because it's, I'm not saying it's going to be depressing, but talk to
I
me.
think I think to add one or two things.
Yes, sir.
Um, I had three tutors back in Arequipa Polytechnic. Two of them they believed in my capacity of my learning, and but the other one who didn't. But I think from the third tutor I have picked it up a life lesson, and that was keep the good work. I mean, no. Sorry. He taught me that whoever sees a photograph, the photographer's job must have to show their best work, not the previous ones,
Yeah.
because they might be wrong. There might be spots or dust or doesn't matter who or what does the photograph have. Just show the best work, and, and from him, I think I thank him for what he have taught me that life lesson.
I like that. I like that. Carlitos, man, we got to take a quick break, man. Hey, you know, one thing that I love doing is race cars, baby. So, hey, so I know you like taking photos, but, you know, this photo that I'm about to bring up, you might get impressed with it. So, everybody, you already know it's my man, Carlito Biggemann here, the photographer. And yes, when we come up, we're going to be talking about him being an author. All right, Carlitos, stand by just for a little bit. Let's get right into that NASCAR, everybody. Yes, it is NASCAR moments. Yes, with the Rico Suave show, and you already know, everybody, we love doing the media as far as for NASCAR. And when we talk about moments, there's always the past that makes the present even better. So we talk about legends. When we talk about NASCAR legends, and when we say shop now, you need to go to store.nascar.com and pick up the 7-time champion Petty, as you can see there as well too. And you see Goodyear, you see awesome number 9. Wow, you know, Rusty. Hey, these are some really nice items for you guys to be able to pick up at store.nascar.com. And of course, you could pick up a really great shirt. Hey, you know, Chase Elliott, he's considered as a legend. Let's go. And, you know, the guy named Dale Jr., and, you know, in Espanol, we say Dale Jr., you know, Dale. So honoring legends, make sure you guys go ahead and pick up your paraphernalia. Make sure you go ahead and support store.nascar.com. Grab some of the great shirts and the great paraphernalia that they actually have out there, because we'll always have a great NASCAR moment for the legends. And that was NASCAR moments, everybody. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All right. Carlitos, you still there with me, my man?
I'm still my friend, and I could have taken that picture even more better of those cars. Sorry to be honest, but I have to be.
Hey, Carlos. Hey, no offense taken, because you're a professional. You're a professional, my man. I mean, hey, you're a professional guy, and that's why I need you in my life. That's all I got to tell you. That's why I need you in my life, my man.
Because because according to me, I think those girls can be pressed out, but the background had to be blurry.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm learning, man. I'm learning. You know, I'm learning. But, you know, Carlos, this is not the last time we're going to talk about photography. Never the last time. You know that, right? So, but I got to talk about something else that you do, which is you being an author. I got to talk about it. You actually won. Actually, you know what? Forget about not right now. I'm not going to say forget about the author, but let's hold off on the author piece, because I got to give you your accolades. You actually won some awards, right? I want to hear about that. Tell the audience in regards to some of the awards that you have won as in photography.
I don't well, let's be honest, I don't remember the years that I have taken those awards, but what I can tell you is that I have taken photos that it was being awarded. Um, 3 times I have been to London. In those 3 times I was um, shoulder to shoulder with most iconic people in the UK. It
Nice.
The first one was Dame Judi Dench. The second was Doctor Who, and the third
Nice.
one Sally Phillips.
Nice.
Sally Phillips is Tally in the series Miranda. Have you
Nice.
ever heard of her?
I've
Have you
heard of
ever
her.
heard of her? Okay.
Yeah.
So then I received some awards in Bolivia. Well, two for the recognition of my photography in my life as well. Those memories will be, well, those memories which I have experienced. I could not even regret it to have the experience.
Mm.
I
Mm.
was the first. I was the first recipient on receiving this trophy, which was called the Stephen Thomas Award. That award I received by Dame Judi Dench from my sky called Colors of Fire. That was taken on the famous rock in Sydney, Rico. It was the Uluru Rock, the Irish Rock, which people know as that name. I was taking that rock, but my dad was seeing a different completely scenario. And what my dad told me was to look back, and I said, okay, that what are you talking about? And my dad said, son, look at the sky. And it was vivid red, bloody red. And it was just a simple um, silhouette tree. That picture I
Wow.
have seen to London, and I have won that prize in a
Wow.
memory in a memory of Stephen Thomas. Sadly, he passed away when with his dad when they both went to Canada while they were watching whales. Sadly, the boat have sunk, and thanks to his memory, they have made a prize for each good photograph that we take. We received we received that prize, and let's say to take a piece of Stephen's heart as well, because
Wow.
some two are combined, the Stephen's spirit in trophy. So when I have received that prize, that trophy, it was hugging Stephen,
Mm.
and from my sister and from my mom, it was. I didn't see that, but I think they were having a tear on their eyes. I didn't because I was quite overwhelmed on holding that trophy from my dramatic sky. Then with Solly Phillips and with Dr. Who, it was completely photographs. Have receiving an award or calling your name for an award, your heart starts racing,
Mm.
and that's the feeling of a photographer when you
Yeah.
have nailed everything and you have done your your work into the progress on taking that photograph and being called your name because you have won something. It is such a priceless moment. I
Yeah.
couldn't have said it better.
That's awesome, man. That's beautiful, man. That is beautiful. People are loving what you're saying, and you deserve it, right? You definitely deserve it. And I have to say that the work that you put in, because of the eye that you have, but also it's the craft that you have built for yourself, is definitely why you're here today talking about the great accolades or great awards that you, as a passionate photographer, and where you come from. Now I have to shift gears because we're almost to that time of having fun, on a show. Let's talk about the author. If you can tell us in regards to you're writing a book, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I didn't write a book, Rico. It
Oh,
was just a combination of sky photography
oh,
along with poets who have written poems for my book. These poets were from Dunedin, the city that I am living right now. Um,
I see.
here's a here's here's the book.
Cumulus.
It wasn't easy to make. It was 4 years in the progress of this one.
Okay.
So it is such a good feeling to have a book in my hands, in knowing that I have managed to have quite amount of good photographs of skies and to show the audience, in family and friends, to have this particular book not only for a coffee table. It
Right.
will be a long it,
Right.
it will be a long memory to have a book for generations to come, because they can be inspired on taking the sky, because the sky, um we don't have to take in granted, because we we belong there. We're just
Yes.
here in this earthly existence just to teach us a lesson.
Yeah.
But our home is the sky.
Yeah.
In another planet, yes, but it still is the sky.
Yeah. That's awesome, my man.
And
That's
and
awesome.
those skies can speak to and those skies can speak to us. But how? By its true dramatic colors, some red, yellow, a combination of the two. Doesn't really matter. The sky can also express, that massive blue sky can change in just a blink of an eye. And those colors are just magical. And if you
Hmm.
don't capture it, they will go.
Yeah.
They'll fade away. It
Yeah.
will, it will, it will be nighttime. So we have to take advantage of the sky, because the sky can, express what, um, is trying to tell us, and that's how the poets from Dunedin, who have written those poets, um, they ex- they are telling us that, those words really goes well with my sky photography, which was every winter I have chased to make this happen, to make this cumulus happen. It
Yeah.
was not an easy task, not an
Sure.
easy job to do as well. It was 4 years, two
Oh.
years for the photographs, and two other two for the final project.
Wow.
So it is a worth present for Mother's Day, to have
Yes,
their
sir.
mother to be to well pampered, and to let their mom know that, because red means romance. So if, they see my very first picture here in my photograph, which is this one.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, I
This
like
was
that.
this photograph I have received by from the Judy Dench. This one was who I have received the first, recipient of the Stephen Thomas Award. This one,
Wow.
Rico. It was this one.
Yes, sir. That's beautiful. Oh
That's what my
man, that is
that's what
nice.
my dad that's what my dad was seeing, in Sydney, when we were visiting, and I thank him from the bottom of my heart to to tell to, um take that advice on taking that sky, because if I didn't take that sky, I wouldn't receive that prize, and it wouldn't be on the front cover of my book.
Hmm. Wow. You know, Carlitos, Our time is almost up, man. But we can talk for hours. I mean, multiple hours, because you are filled with great information, but you're also great. You are great with your passion and your focus and the love of what you love to actually do. But when it comes down to love, I see that you have a shirt called Down for Love, right? And I love
Yep.
that. But I also have something for you that's down for love that I'm going to give to you. So
Oh my
this shirt,
God.
this shirt here is a Rico No Suave show shirt, right? I'm going to give this shirt to you because you are a gem of the world. You deserve many more accolades in regards to all of the years you put in, not just for photography, but also to connect with authors, right? But also connect with a lot of people around the world and places that you have touched. So this shirt right here is just a way of saying thank you, right, for being great as you are, and welcome to the Rico No Suave show family, Papa. That's what we do.
It is
Yes, sir.
such. It will be an honor to receive that shirt. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you
Yes, sir.
for your support and love that you have taken your time to make this happen, to make
Yes,
this
sir.
show live so people can see us, not only me, because you are also part of my life, my life now, and because of it, and I cannot keep it to myself. Sooner rather than later, you will have your copy of Cumulus right back in your doorstep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. So we got to put up your social media for everybody to know. Everybody, hey, you know, we got to put up his social media because I want you guys to follow him. I want you guys to go ahead. Don't spam him. Make sure you just follow him. Hey, it's Carlos, that big man. Yeah, big man. That's two G's and two N's, baby. So make sure you put that down in the middle on Instagram. So make sure you go and follow him there. And of course, the big one, Carlos Big Man Photography.com. You're going to see some beautiful artwork there. You're going to see his photography. You're going to see his passion. You're going to see everything there. And make sure if you're in the New Zealand area or if you're in Sydney or whatever and you want to get in contact with him, support his journey, support the great lifestyle of photography, and also anything that he's doing to basically make ends meet with making people happy. Those are the ends that we always want to meet to make sure that people happy. Hey, Carlos, thank you so much for being on the show, Papa. I appreciate you
It,
being on the show today.
it was such a pleasure to have this good
Yes, sir.
quality time.
Yes, sir. Everybody put your hands together. Carlos Bigman. All right, Carlos. I'll see you in a minute. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. You already know it's your boy Rico No Suave. And thank you guys so much for actually being here on the show with us. So we got to put up our social media as well, too. You got to know about us. You got to know about us. It's the RicoNoSuaveShow.com. Make sure you please go there and make sure you check us out. Follow us there, everybody. Here's the next one. It's Instagram. Boom. Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well, too. Here is our next one. Yes, we are on Facebook. Follow us, like, and love everything that we're actually doing on Facebook. Here's the next one. You already know. Hey, it is the Rico No Suave Show. Subscribe to our channel, everybody. Make sure you go and subscribe, like, and love everything that we're doing there. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And last but not least, it is mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Everybody, we got to get out of here. We want to thank you guys so much for being here on the show as far as with us. Love everything about what you heard today. Make sure you show some love to my man, Carlitos, Big Man. Everybody, we got to get out of here. But I'll see you guys next time as we end off the show. Just like